Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the next previous verses, we saw about how the Jews asked about Prophet Solomon as a magician, which Allah declined and told that he never practiced magic, or how they were attached to magic due to their disbelief, and how Shaitan deluded them into thinking that Prophet Solomon performed magic and everything. And then we learned about like how the abrogation of verses, that is possible. Allah says that I can that is possible for me, because it's the rulings which are better will always replace the ones which are not needed in the time. So in these verses of 108 and 107, there is a discrete concepts are there, and certain those are having a certain backstory. So when the people were asking about Solomon, the believers, or the people of the children of Israel were asking about Solomon, abrogation, this, that, unnecessary questions, Allah gives them a final threat, like which is there in the verse 108. Or do you believers? That means in the verse 108 means, or do you believers intend to ask of your messenger as Moses was asked before? Like, the people of Moses asked him silly questions and demanded for silly things, asking him to make God visible, and making the angels talk to them, and they asked for so many things. Are you also going to ask for unnecessary questions which Allah doesn't want to do before? But whoever trades belief for disbelief has truly strayed from the right way. Allah is telling them that people who are believers will never ask unnecessary questions and do a fuss out of it, because their innate fitna in them, the innate spirit in them, the soul in them knows the truth. And whenever signs come regarding the truth, they accept it instead of being stubborn and everything. So that is mentioned in the verse 108. In the verse 109, it is 109 and 1010, it tells about the it tells the believers to adhere, to be steadfast on the straight path. And you can understand, this is the verse which was told in the earlier days when Islam had just started to flourish, and the Prophet was explaining people that this is right. He was still in that phase of explaining and making them understand. So in the verse 109 says, many among the people of the book, that is the Jews and the Christians, wish they could turn you believers back to disbelief because of their envy, after the truth has been made clear to them in their own scriptures. Pardon and bear with them until God delivers his decision. Surely God is most capable of everything. You should not argue, do not fight, don't do anything. The thing which is Allah is demanding the believers to pardon them and just bear with them, and not, there can't be armed mutiny, they should not have debates, don't go fighting. No, just be patient, pardon them, bear with them, is what Allah is telling. Because it's the earliest stage, they were not the believers were not in large numbers, and it was just the start. So Allah is just telling them to pardon them and just bear with them. So, and in this context, what is he telling to be good believers is in the verse 110, it says, establish prayer and pay alms tax. Be very, in the Quran always namaz and zakat, that is namaz, prayer, and zakat comes together because they are very important. Establish prayer, pay alms tax, whatever good you send forth for yourself, you will certainly find its reward with God. Surely God is all seeing of what you do. whatever good you do, good deeds you do, things you give to the poor, everything that is written, that is documented, and it is not going to go in vain. Its reward will be given to you tenfold by your Lord. So Allah is telling them, I know being on the straight path, adhering to it in spite of the difficulties, in spite of the worldly desires is difficult, but believe that this is gonna come back to you tenfold, so that you will be very happy. And this dunya is the place of test, not the place of enjoyment. That we have to understand. Then, in the verse 111 to 113, Allah talks about the claims and false claims and refutations, you can tell, the people of the book make among themselves. So, in the verse 111, it says, the Jews and the Christians each claim that none will enter paradise except those of their own faith. Jews tell we will go, the Christians tell they would go. These are their desires. These are their desires. It's nothing true in that. Reply, O Prophet, show me your proof. Your proof if what you say is true. Is it written somewhere? Is it written in your scriptures? Has Allah sent it to you? Show me the proof. In the verse 112, it says, but no, whoever submits themselves to God and does good will have their reward with their Lord. It's not Jews. You need not be a Jew. You need not be a Muslim. You need not be entitled Christian from birth to be among the to go on the straight path to go to enter the heavens. You have to be submitting to God. You just need not have that name or born in that family. You need to be submitters to the desire of God, and believe in that scriptures and hold the scriptures firmly in your lives, in your actions, etc. But no, whoever submits themselves to God and does good will have their reward with their Lord, and there will be no fear for them, nor will they grieve. 113 says, the Jews say, the Christians have nothing to stand on. They tell the Christians have nothing. They don't have any solid thing to stand on. That is, And the Christians say the Jews have nothing to stand on. There is nothing true in their thing, they say. Although both recite the scriptures, both are people of the book, both have been rewarded by God, both have been told about everything which is going to happen and everything. They were supposed to be the people who lead the right path, but they don't. And those pagans, the Meccan pagans, who have no knowledge of the same, the idol worshippers, who have no knowledge of the same, say about the people of faith. They also say that these people don't have any head, they're just following something. That is, the Meccan pagans used to tell the Muslims, the believers, that they don't have anything. It's our idols will take us to the heavens. They are foolish people. Surely God will judge between them on the day of judgment, judgment regarding their dispute. Things will become clear to them on the day of judgment, is what Allah is telling. That the victory or it will be made clear to them. Their blind thoughts they are living in and imaginations, the delusions they are living in will all be over on the day of judgment, is what Allah is telling. Now, in this, after this verse 113, in the verse 114 and 115, Allah talks about condemning attacks on places of worship. That you should never attack the places of worship, and it talks about the era in which Muslims were not allowed to pray in the Kaaba. The people did not allow the heads or the you can tell the leaders of the Meccan community who were disbelievers stopped the believers and the Muslims to enter Kaaba, and they suffered a lot of problem because they didn't, that Masjid Haram which is Kaaba, was very close to them, and they stopped them. So this revelation was regarding that time. In 114, Allah says, who does more wrong than those who prevent God's name from being mentioned in his place of worship and strive to destroy them. And strive to destroy them. And try to destroy the place of worship. Such people have no right to enter places except with fear. These places except with fear. For them there is disgrace in this world, and they will suffer a tremendous punishment in the hereafter. This verse was revealed as a like to us to comfort the believers ki they are doing bad, they are going to have the repercussions for it, and they are going to face everything, so that the believers, they get comforted that because they were like a lot of pain for not entering Kaaba and praying in there. Then what happened is they were shooed. The Muslims were shooed from from Mecca, which was their birthland, and then homeland in which they were born. It was their homeland. Then what happened is they went to Medina because, by the will of Allah. They went to Medina, and they started practicing there, spreading Islam there. But what happened is when they were in Mecca, they used to face Baitul Muqaddas, which is extremely opposite in direction to Kaaba, while they were in Kaaba and pray towards it. But when they entered Medina, they used to face, they did not show their back to the Kaaba when they were facing Baitul Muqaddas in the Mecca. But when they shifted to Medina, it was such that whenever they faced their faces towards Baitul Muqaddas, they would show their back to the Kaaba, which the believers did not like. But they thought Allah is not telling anything, so we have to do it. So what happens is the change in the direction of the Qibla, that is the direction in which we pray, Qibla. This change in direction is mentioned in this ayat 115, saying that wherever you turn, it is Allah only. So you turn towards Kaaba, and that change in the direction is mentioned in this. That is what the messenger says. The back context of that change in Kaaba, change in the Qibla, is written in this verse. In the verse 115, it says, "To God belong the east and the west. So wherever you turn, you are facing towards God. Surely God is all-encompassing, all-knowing." So they start after this change in the day. They were allowed. They were given a negotiation that they can turn that towards Kaaba. They started till there. From then on to now, we face towards the Kaaba for offering our daily prayers. Then in the verse 116 to 118, it talks about how the Christians tell that Allah has a son and everything. So Allah is making it clear that He does not. He is very powerful. Like us humans, who are very fleeting, who are going to be touched with death. And to live on, we have children, and to leave our marks on this earth. Allah is eternal. He doesn't want children to maintain His power. In 116, it says, they say God has offspring. Offspring. Glory be to Him. In fact, to Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. All are subjects to His will. So to have power, He does not want children. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. In the verse 117, it says, He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. When He decrees a matter, He simply tells be, and it is. So this ayah is very beautiful in Arabic. Whenever He says He's the originator of the heavens and the earth, and whenever He wants something to happen, He does not make it, He does not do it, He just tells be, and it happens. It happens. So the word be is kun, fayakun. So that's why we tell Allah is the Lord of kun fayakun. He just says be, and it happens. Be, it happens. Yeah. So Allah is the greatest Lord, is what is being mentioned in the verse 170.